I'm here with John Giovanni Cacciuti. I'm Darlene Newman, and you're watching Insider Travel Report. What is the typical clientele guest that would come to Private Paradise Villa? Who would that be?
It's really the same guests that we have that rent our properties at home. All of our properties are 7, 8, 9, 10 bedrooms. They're made for two different customers. One customer is a big family where there's a grandfather who has children, and all those children have children. And he says, I want a spectacular place where all my family can have fun together.
Multi-generational travelers.
Exactly right. That's really a big part of our customer, because a lot of people, they have children, they have grandkids, and everybody has different interests. But it's like, if you come to one of ours, you're going to have great fun together, you're going to have great fun separately. And everything is easy access. So all of our houses have incredible view of the action. The other customer is a bunch of couples that say, oh my gosh, we could rent this place for what we rent a hotel for if we divide it up by 8 couples or 7 couples or however many couples the room is there, and we could have a spectacular private experience with rotating private chefs and entertainment, and the only people at the swim-up bar is me and my friends. So that's our other customer. That's
Thumbs
really
up
outrageous.
To that. Share with me more about the food, John. I've been able to experience many meals here on this stay so far, and it's wonderful because I'm getting a mix of authentic Mexican cuisine and then really like whatever you want, because I can say I want avocado toast, I want pancakes, and the chef that day is gonna cook it up. Tell me more about the food.
Very true, Darley. So we stayed to figure out how to produce the best product, and way over the top of others. We said, let's stay at the best that we can find. So we've traveled to Acapulco, we've traveled to Cabo San Lucas.
Rough life, John. It sounds like my life.
It is. And we stayed with our family and friends at these really high-end places. And we started to see the same pattern over and over. From 10 years of coming to this island, we started going to all the best restaurants. There's over 300 and some here. And whenever we found one that had a fantastic meal that everybody says, you have to try this fish dish at this restaurant, we contacted the chefs, the owner of the property, and said, would you be interested in cooking that one meal just one night a week at Private Paradise? So you never get the same meal here, because there's literally a different chef cooking and preparing your meal every single night. We have a suggested menu, so it makes it easy. You look at it, if you like what they're preparing that night, which is something that has been proven over and over and over that everybody loves, then you just come down and eat. Nothing to think about. We don't ask you whether you want food at the pool. We just start bringing appetizers. Every day there's appetizers served at the pool or down in the water. That's how we came up with the concept of all different chefs making all different kinds of food, but nothing to think about unless you want to make a change.
I love that. I love that made to order, and it's all fresh and comes out really fresh as well. And the fruit here is really good. The mango is ridiculous. And I always find the fruits better when I'm traveling outside of the States. I don't know what's going on with that, but
well, you're right here where they grow them, so.
Yeah. So I'm up in the penthouse now. I've been able to experience 2 different rooms. I love this second floor and the view here in the balcony. And then we have this penthouse with an awesome jacuzzi outside and a view from the bathroom. You can sit on the toilet and have an amazing view. Tell me a little bit about the design. What thought went into the different vantage points and the construction to make it so that people could have this, these views all over the place?
So I felt like it's very, and this is the same for all of our properties. People are going on these vacations to ski slopes, or to a ski in, ski out, or to this wonderful place in the Caribbean to see this beautiful blue water behind us. And I wanted them to see it all the time. I want them to be reminded that they're on vacation when they're brushing their teeth. So we purposely, in 5 of our bathrooms, have a second sink that's right in front of looking at the ocean. So you're brushing your teeth and you're like, boy, am I glad I'm here, right? The water makes you happy. The sunsets make you happy. So way down by the water's edge is where our Seaside Theater is. But that Seaside Theater had to be low, where we have the Mayan show. The next area is a fire pit. We had to build up so the fire pit looks over that. Our infinity edge pool, you'll notice, is very high. As you head back into the house, it's a step up into the house because we want the living room to look over top of the chairs that are on the deck. It's working in 3D to constantly line up these sight lines. And some people say, boy, there's a lot of step ups and down here and there. That's what makes our sight lines work. So we do a good job of lighting the steps, putting tape so people see it. But you get fantastic views from everywhere on all of our properties.
No, that's wonderful. For travel advisors who might be looking to send clients here, how do you work with travel advisors, and what do you suggest for them as far as like the best fit for this Private Paradise Villas?
That's a really good question. So we try to recruit, and we're really actively recruiting right now what we call marketing partners. So marketing partners are a travel agency or a travel advisor who's willing to have a conversation with us and explain this is how we market to our customers. We do email, we might do Instagram, Facebook, and those travel advisors that are willing to become marketing partners to actively email them or to actively do whatever promoting they're normally doing. If they're willing to actively promote Private Paradise, then we recruit them as a marketing partner. But we don't take anybody that just happens to be a travel agent and has one customer to rent it. And we have like a progressive scale of how they get compensated. So if they lease the place once in a year, they get a commission. If they lease it twice, they get a retroactive bigger commission, and so on. So it's a very good program, and the ones that work with us are really happy with it. They're also happy that we don't book any travel advisor. So if they're going to put the effort into emailing and promoting, someone that just happens to come in at the last minute is not going to take the booking away from you.
I really loved going to Rasta's, the Bob Marley inspired bar, yesterday. What are other attractions on Cozumel that people should experience that are unique, again, to Private Paradise Villas, and your intel that you have from scoping out the island so well?
Okay, good question, Darlie. So sometimes there's up to 13 cruise ships that can come to this island a day. So because so many cruise ships come here, they've created so many tours and experiences. So there's literally hundreds of tours and experiences to choose from cooking classes to salsa dancing and classes, every type of motorsport you can think of, trikes, bikes, scooters, ATVs. There's a million ways to see it on land. And we're right on the Cozumel Marine Park. This is the pride and joy of all of Cozumel, is the Cozumel Marine Park. This is where all the underwater snorkeling and diving and everything takes place. So it's definitely snorkeling and diving is great to do here. We have a couple of tours that the unique thing with Private Paradise is we're all island exclusive, something we created. We want you to get out and see the island. Where a lot of all-inclusive places, you never leave. We so want you to see the island because it's safe and it's clean, and everybody here is so proud of it that we let our staff go with you on tours.
John, tell me how you came up with the idea for Private Paradise Villas.
Okay. Well, Darlie, we've been building outrageous homes in communities that have ski slopes, so they are available to use in the winter, and also homes that have a lake, so people can have somewhere to go in the summer. And we've always had this out-of-the-box thinking. I like to call it dare to design. And from the beginning, we really had to work hard to find architects that would do something that kind of combines theme park type of attractions and a home. So the first home that we designed was just outside of Philadelphia. We wanted to put 25-foot tall palm trees, 5 waterfalls, a swim-up bar, a koi pond. And every architect and engineer that we tried to work with would say, it's going to smell like chlorine and the walls are going to drip and you're not going to enjoy it. So our ideas are so far out of the box, it was hard to find a team to work with. So eventually, I got on a plane, I flew down to Disney World, I went to their building department's office and said, what architects stamp these plans? It's public information. So they shared a few architects with us, and as soon as we called the first one, they were like, this will be fun, let's do it. So from that, we started working with a number of architects and engineers that are used to working with Disney and doing some real outside of the box stuff. And today we have talent on the team on our latest project in Costa Rica. One is from Dubai, one is from Portugal, one is from Mexico, and one is from Costa Rica, and of course myself from the United States. So we literally have 5 countries putting our heads together. And what comes out is pretty outrageous stuff. This next property is going to have a 100-foot long swing that starts on the roof of one building and travels 50 feet over the pool and then 50 feet out over a cliff where toucans are soaring and bacals. And we're going to really try and give you that flying through nature feel that you're seeing the birds and the animals doing in the state park where we're building down there.
I love that. Here in Cozumel, Mexico at Private Paradise Villa, I could be in the pool, watching a movie, going down a water slide in the villa, all of these kind of outrageous things right here in Mexico.
Very true, very true. Well, part of that thought process too, again, stems back to what we learned from working with Disney now like 20 years ago. And that is create spaces where everyone can get together. Okay, so everybody gets together and watches a big the Super Bowl on the screen. You go inside, real big gathering places where a show can take place. So all of our houses have the hibachi gather round griddle like you'd have at a Japanese teppanyaki restaurant, because everybody loves that gather around experience. But then create spaces where children can have fun independently, where couples can have fun independently. So all of our houses have these incredible HD gaming rooms that are hooked up to all the latest game systems, Xbox, Wii, Sony PlayStation 4, but they come out in thunderous 7.1 channel surround sound. So for children, it's a dream. They're there able to play in a real action-packed theater. Meanwhile, the parents are in a room right next door, gathered around the hibachi griddle having fun, or in the Shadow Theater.
I love it. Well, tell me about some of the different attractions and amenities here. There's wonderful entertainment, which I've been able to experience, which you bring in. Club 33. It was so funny when you were telling me about Club 33, I was trying to Google it before we came, and I was like, where is this Club 33 where they're having all these attractions, all this music, all this fun, the mariachi band? Tell me how you came up with that idea.
Sure, Darley. So for Private Paradise, our other homes, we don't have staff, and they're in the United States. So we created spaces where people could entertain themselves, like the gather around cooking experience, or like our Shadow Theater, which is kind of like a dancing karaoke with your silhouette moving. But now we're in Mexico, we decided, let's create a super space that's much bigger than anything we've ever built, 4 times the size. Now we could have entertainment because we're on an island where there's entertainment available. We're not in like the West Virginia woods on the side of a ski slope where there's not entertainers available. So we started interviewing entertainers before we built the property. So in order to put on our Cirque du Soleil type show, they said, look, we would need like a stage, and we would need lighting and sound, and we would need big beams overhead to be able to work the hoist to lift the actors and actresses up. We said, no problem. We're going to incorporate this into the design now, before the place was even started. So our concept was, we want you to have a private resort experience here. At a resort, you get to see shows. At a resort, you get people that are serving you and so on. So, and then we also wanted an exclusive club. So the club, Walt Disney created his very own club that was hidden from the world for years, and it was hidden inside a door that was just said 33 in the original Disneyland. And today they reopened it as a very, very exclusive club. So the only way you can go to that Club 33 is you have to go to the park, and you have to belong. Well, the only way you can come to our Club 33 is you have to rent this entire complex. And who's in Club 33? It's your private club. It's just you, a world-class bartender, stocked with everything they could possibly need to make fantastic drinks.
I love it, and I love all the Disney inspiration because Walt Disney went over the top with a lot of stuff, and this goes over the top without tipping you over, which is kind of nice.
Well, that's good. Yeah, we have a lot of respect for Walt Disney and Roy Disney. I've read all of Walt's and Roy's books, and we have, as soon as we got started working with some of the architects that have worked on Disney projects, we learned so much so quickly. We realized, okay, we have to do this on a regular basis and feed off of them, because they're very smart what they do. So,
well, I'm certainly enjoying my stay, and I look forward to another day or two here at Private Paradise Villas. And thank you so much, John, for taking the time to speak with us and educate us about this property and all that it has to offer.
Oh, it's our pleasure. It's with great pleasure that we had enjoyed your company here. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for watching us on Insider Travel Report.